This segment of CoastLife is sponsored by Crawl Space Ninja.
Well, we know that maybe this is the time of year that you've started doing some spring cleaning, sprucing up the inside of your house, sprucing up the outside of the house. So we know one of the less glamorous tasks when it comes to the upkeep of your home is the crawl space. It's something that we don't think about, something that maybe we don't even know that much about. But luckily, our friends at Crawl Space Ninja know everything about crawl spaces and signs that you need to look for in case there is some damage and why it's so important to have them checked. So we're going to chat with our friends at Crawl Space Ninja, and maybe it's time for you to give them a call.
So let's start with the basics. What even is your crawl space? It's a question that needs to be asked with an answer that every homeowner needs to know.
That about 60% of the air that you breathe on the main level of your house is originating in that crawl space. So if you've got high humidity, you've got moisture issues, you've got earth gases, you've got any of those things in your crawl space, it's likely that you're breathing it inside of your house. So,
once that humidity is in place,
you could have mold blooms, you could have structural damage. If you're a person that is in the home that has allergies to those sort of things, you're going to have respiratory issues. It can just lead to all sorts of things that you don't want to put your family through.
Paul Monroe is the award-winning franchise owner of Crawl Space Ninja of Delaware.
So I think we've got 17 locations currently around the country, and they range from, we go as far south as in Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky. As of 2023, we were the #1 in the country. 2024, we were the #1 in the country as well. And that speaks to just how many homes around here kind of have these issues.
Being on the peninsula his entire life, he's seen how the new building and construction has affected the homeowners here on Delmarva.
The more construction that occurs, it changes where the water is able to kind of recede, pushes the water around different locations. So I've seen a number of times homes that the folks said, I know for sure 15 years there's never been a drop of water in my crawl space. Now they built the development down the road and now all of a sudden I've got an issue. So the water keeps moving, it keeps manipulating, and they keep building houses around here. So it's not gonna stop.
Paul says it's important you keep a close eye on your crawl space for any telltale signs, both inside and outside the home.
Well, the first thing that they notice is they'll look into their crawl space and they'll see that the insulation is falling down. That's a sign that you've got high humidity that's in the space. The moisture gets in between the fibers of the fiberglass. It makes it heavy, and that's what brings it to fall down. But also inside the house, it's usually an odor, a smell. The floors will get a little bouncy or a little saggy. You're gonna have doors that wanna pinch or not close properly.
If not taken care of right away, the conditions will only continue to deteriorate.
Once that humidity is in place, it can just go ahead and proliferate with, you could have mold blooms, you could have structural damage.
To ensure your home's foundation is secure, he recommends you take advantage of their complimentary crawl space inspection.
So we're going to go into the crawl space and we're going to crawl the entire crawl space. We're going to map it out for you so we know exactly what the foundation and the footprint looks like. We're going to notate anything that we see. We're going to measure for humidity, moisture, wood contents. We're going to look for any organic growth. We're looking for water intrusion. Any of those sort of issues that we see, any structural issues, they're going to be noted, and we're going to provide you a proposal on the spot that day to address all of those concerns. It's a free cost for us to come out and give you that information. You can choose to do with it what you want.
Paul is proud of the impact Crawl Space Ninja has made to better the indoor air quality of homes across Delmarva.
Yeah, I feel like we focus on that much more than anybody else around here does. We put systems in place that nobody else is using. We're the only company that puts a negative draft on the crawl space. Most people can comprehend that the air that is generated in the crawl space and makes its way into the living space, by the time we put a negative draft on it, that completely stops anything that's going on in the crawl space from getting into your house. Like, it's a fail-safe way to make sure that the air inside your house is better.
Giving residents another reason to breathe a little easier.
We've worked really hard to provide a really good service to folks. We got a lot of people that are happy with what we've done, and we intend to keep on going.
Well, maybe if you haven't taken a minute to think about the last time you checked on your crawl space, it's time to call the experts at Crawl Space Ninja and see if there is any damage or if there's anything you can do to prevent any damage. I know we're heading into that rainy season. It can be a mess this time of year if you're not making sure that you're staying on top of the upkeep. And again, just give Crawl Space Ninja a call. They will handle all of that for you. Coming up next on CoastLife, though, Charlie and I are doling out some awards with our winners of the week.